Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a good long weekend from Thanksgiving. Now I got to figure out a few things on this. So how's everybody doing? Hey Steve Mack, how you doing, buddy? Weather's pretty good. It's not cold, not bad at all. Little cool. I went ahead and shut the door on the shop before I started, so I didn't have to roll it up and down. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to beat Mr. Steve. Mr. Steve's on the ball. Hey Walsh Farms, how you doing, buddy? Gordon. New set and you like it? So how's everybody's weekend go? We went up to Fayetteville Motor Speedway last night, and Gordon Bright and his son come hung out with us. They had an awful accident. A guy got hurt pretty good. Don't never like to see it when anybody gets hurt. So how's everybody's weekend been going? Hey DOK, you doing all right, buddy? I was just doing something on my screen, y'all. Hey Mark. Weekend's been okay, Mr. Steve. Freezing rain. Yeah, we got rain last night. The race actually got rained out. They weren't quite able to finish it. The temperature's just dropping a little now. I think our next chance of rain will be like Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, Mark. Doing all right, buddy? Just below freezing. Yeah, I bet it does feel a lot colder with the wind. Wherever that picture was you had on Facebook earlier, that water looked very rough. Hey, Southern Dirt. John Warren. Appreciate y'all guys and gals coming in, hanging out with us. The Traveling Hoosier. We had thunderstorms last night. Hey, Monty. Yeah, I did hear some news. Oh man, the chat was jumping too fast. I did hear that he had a couple of things broke in his neck and a little something going on with his spine. They did surgery on him last night. I think the surgery and everything went well, and they're expecting a full recovery, I believe. Hey, Rowdy. Hey, Washington County News Station. Trying to get the stuff in order here for the guests. See if I'm doing my part. Yeah, I'm doing my part. I see something now.
There we go.
Hey, Chris. My part. I see something now.
How we doing?
Good. You might turn your phone down, buddy.
There we go.
Hey, Chris. My part. I see something now.
How we doing?
You might turn your phone down, buddy.
There we go. Hey, Chris. My part. I see something now. How we doing?
You might turn your phone down, buddy.
There we go. That keeps replaying, huh?
Yeah. I'm trying to. Is the volume turned down on your phone or your iPad? If you got something turned on to read the comments.
Yeah, I have my wife's iPad here, but the volume's turned down on it all the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I have my wife's iPad here, but
I'm trying to think what we need to try.
I broke it.
Okay. That's normal. I'm trying to think what we need to try. Hey, Ricky, I'm gonna put you out for just a second and try to bring you right back.
All right.
All right. Do y'all still hear the echo in the background now? Turn my computer volume down. We'll bring him back in just a second and see if it picks it back up. Hey, Katie, Galaxy Girl. Hey, Ricky Locklear. All right. Was it echoing on your end, Galaxy Girl? Hey, Ricky Locklear. And was it echoing on your end, Galaxy Girl? Hey, Ricky Locklear. Unreal. And was it echoing? And you watching it on your phone? You have, Chris?
I just keep hearing it replay.
Hey, whenever I was off your screen, when I had you out, could you hear me?
I just keep hearing it replay.
Hey, whenever I was off your screen, when I had you out, could you hear me? All right, well, Chris, turn the volume down on your computer. We'll figure it out. Yeah, the echo was back on my end too. Time I brought it back up, it went right back to echoing. I'm trying to research it on my phone here what time I'm talking to y'all. Something going on in Chris's background. It could be. I tell you what I can do. I can send him another invite. Chris, if you can hear me, I'm gonna send you another invite for you to just go to the new invite and we'll try it again and see if it works. Sorry about this, y'all. We're trying to learn and figure this stuff out. It's something Chris has to do with just not sure what. Yeah. When me and Brian tried it one night, my phone was turn up or something, but it wasn't doing quite like that. So how's everybody's weekend been going? Hey, Gosling Farms. Oh yeah, we'll figure it out. It takes time to experiment, and we actually tried a test a while ago, and it went good. All right.
I can break anything.
I don't hear the echo now.
I don't either. I think we're okay.
Good deal. Well, how's your weekend been going, buddy?
Yeah, so we're getting, like I said, the ice storm right now, and I don't know. Last I saw was a foot of snow tomorrow, so yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. So trying to read the comments here a little bit on. I got an iPad over here. That was muted before, so I don't think that was causing the problem.
Yeah, no, man. Don't worry about it. Now my phone's getting ticked.
That wasn't me.
Yeah. It's all right. Yeah, man. So how's I done lost my train of thought now. It'll be all right. We'll get it going. We'll no more background noise. Yep, we got it going. But somebody asked a while ago about the dirt track race last night. There was a pretty bad accident, and the guy they took him out. They had to actually cut part of the car off the cage to get him out of it, from what I understand. And then they got him to the hospital. Then they airlifted him to another hospital, and they done surgery on him last night. I think he broke like 2 somethings in his neck and something further down in his back. But I think they're expecting a good recovery, and the surgery went good. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike, how are you? I am in the northeast corner of Pennsylvania. I'm like 35 minutes from the New York border. I guess it's kind of 2 storms I think are colliding here. We had one storm today that kind of came from the west, and then I think there was a storm kind of coming up the coast, and that was going to meet with it, and that was bringing us our wonderful snow for tomorrow. Mike's probably going to get some snow up there, I guess, too.
Right. Will a foot of snow affect y'all's stuff, like school and stuff, for tomorrow?
Yeah. Well, the kids have off tomorrow anyway, so that kind of worked out. But a lot of times it will, depending on the timing of it, because we're in the mountains here. It's hard for them sometimes to keep the roads clear and whatnot. They try, but it gets icy, and we're at a pretty high elevation here, so.
Right. Hey, Mr.
Yeah, lucky us.
Yeah, man. Here in South Carolina, if we get much over a dusting, the schools is out, man, because they never have to prepare for it because we don't normally have it.
Yeah. Does anybody have a snowplow down there at all?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the counties have them, and the state departments have them. But like I said, as far as using it, and if we had a foot of snow, if they was calling for a foot here tomorrow, there wouldn't be school for a week or 2.
People wouldn't know what to do, right?
Man, you wouldn't get no bread or milk in the grocery store either.
But you'd be able to use that snowmobile.
Oh man, I'd have a ball. We'd have some good YouTube videos.
Hi, Brian. Yeah, I missed the live stream that you and Jackie were on there together. I'm a little behind on some of the comments here.
Yeah, I am too. If I missed anybody coming in, y'all, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was my fault. I broke the live stream.
Yeah, it's normal though, man. If I ever try to do something different, like I think it was Wednesday night, I just decided to put a live up for a few minutes, and I tried to use the computer, but not this software, just a normal computer, and I tried for 30 minutes and couldn't even get a live to work.
Do you do most of the live streams on your phone then?
All of them, yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I do all of them, except for the ones like the night and the other week when SLC was on, because I think I have to use the computer for that program to work.
Yeah. I don't know how you guys do so much stuff on your phone. I can't stand it. Editing videos and stuff. A lot of people do everything on their phone, and I guess you get used to it, but I'm used to the computer having the bigger screen and stuff, and I don't even like filming on my phone. I don't know how you guys do it.
even like on the videos where I have drone footage and GoPro footage, I take all that to my phone to edit it.
Okay. Mark, update on my broken tractor? Not really. It's still at the dealership. I do not have it in my possession as of this time. And I'm pretty lucky that the Kubota dealer that's closest to me is letting me use a machine. I still have that here for this snowstorm. I put a plow on it, and there'll be a video of that. But I'm lucky that they're letting me use that machine right now. I don't know what this other dealership is doing, and it's hard to get anything out of them. But yes, my tractor's still broken since the end of August, and I haven't had it since the end of August. They came and picked it up, and yeah. So
well, maybe
lots of fun there.
Maybe they'll get something worked out with you and get it situated. Maybe.
I was kind of hoping maybe if they were going to bring it back, the guy would forget to chain it down and it'd fall off the truck on the way down here. That's what I was hoping,
That actually scares me, when and if we make the decision to pull the trigger on a tractor. If it's a new one, man, I would be so upset, that I bought something, which I know anything can have problems. I know how that goes.
Yeah, and that's why the warranty's there, which is nice because pretty much anything new is usually going to have one or two kinks that need to be worked out of it. That's just the way it is, and you sort of expect that, but you don't expect that for weeks on end after you buy the thing, it disappears, and then it comes back and disappears again and comes back, and then it's broken, and then you put up with it for a while, and they pick it up and you don't see it for months. So, like you and I said before, I don't think I'm buying anything new anytime soon. Definitely not from that company, because they're just not standing behind it. That what they should have done months ago was just write me a check for the tractor and be done with it and let me go on my way, but they're not. So, yeah.
Maybe it'll work out for you, though. I hope so.
I don't know. Something needs to happen. I mean, I bought the thing last January, and I've probably had it in my possession for a total of maybe 3 months. If you add up all the time, maybe 3 months. And I keep paying for the dumb thing. So if anybody out there wants to buy something from Case or New Holland, I would seriously think about it long and hard before you buy it, because they're not standing behind anything. So
would you think that will be more of a Case and New Holland thing or more of a dealer type problem?
Well, as I said, I think the dealer should be doing a little bit more to help me, but ultimately they didn't build the tractor, they didn't manufacture it, they didn't make the parts go on back order and whatever else is going on behind the scenes. So that's where I think the company should be stepping up and saying, look, this is our problem. We can't fix your tractor. It's torn apart for months and months and months. So let's rectify the situation and, just pay for it or whatever they're going to do. So, I think the dealership could be making it a little bit better for me, but ultimately it's the manufacturer, the company. And, I'm a diehard Red guy. So this is embarrassing to me. And I think they should be embarrassed for the way that they're handling this. So,
well, I've got a question for you, being you deal with a lot newer equipment than I do, and a bunch of other guys on here. If you buy a new tractor, is it common practice? Just say I bought a John Deere the other day. If that tractor went down in the middle of the season, am I stuck, or do they normally give me a loaner?
you know, the way I understand it is that, you know, the dealers are not required to give a loaner tractor. And, you know, if you deal with a small dealership, a lot of times they don't have anything that you can use anyway. But, you know, the first time that mine broke, it was a week after I owned the thing, and they said, oh, well, let's bring you a loaner. Well, you know, mine's a 55 horse, and it's what they call a utility tractor. So it's stepping into the size and weight of a regular ag tractor as opposed to like the compact tractors, the lighter ones. Well, they brought me this little 39 horse compact tractor that the bucket on the front was, I don't know, you could maybe put a wheelbarrow and a half of material in it like it was a joke. So I had that was here till April. They finally picked that up in April. So yeah.
Hey, Larry Huddle, and 69 Druth.
Yeah, sell it to Jackie. Yeah, I'm sure he'd love that. I got a good one for you.
If they swap you out with a new one and you decide to trade it in, whatever, that might be something I'd be interested in.
Yeah.
But you got to give me that good used price, because it'll be, even though it's new, it's like 9 months old, right?
Well, the new one would be brand new, but yeah, wow. Brian, that upsets me to hear that Kubota acted that way to you. I've always had better luck with Kubota equipment and kind of stuck with them for a lot of stuff. So that's upsetting to me to hear that that, you know, Kubota didn't stand behind their stuff better than they did there either. So
how the dealers prepared to work on big stuff.
But yeah, some people have kind of gotten confused, and I don't want to harp on this situation, but a lot of times, like, I'll make a comment in a video about CNH, and people sometimes get confused what CNH is. And, you know, it's basically Case New Holland. It stands for Case New Holland. So some people don't realize that the New Holland stuff and the Case IH stuff, you know, a lot of the tractors and stuff, they're identical. It's just that one's painted blue and one's painted red. So just so a lot of people understand that, you know, when using the term CNH, it just refers to sort of the company as a whole, you know. But yeah.
I know the parts, even the parts that we buy for our old 574s and stuff now is CNH boxes.
Yeah. Yep. Everything's CNH. But, you know, people get confused by that. So I like to kind of tell people when I can that, right, you know, people, oh, I had bad luck with New Holland, I'm going to buy a Case, or vice versa. And I have to laugh because it's the same thing, you know, and people just don't realize it.
Don't realize it's the same product.
I think a lot of some of the higher end models, the technology changes between the two, but overall, a lot of the stuff is the same.
Right. Somebody said a while ago that I could give you the jet ski for the down payment.
Yeah.
Automobile for the down payment. Trying to find it, and I can't find it now. Yeah, there it goes. That was rowdy.
Yeah, Brian, you know, a lot of people, some people have even asked me about trying out a Massey tractor. And I see a lot of guys having good luck with them, you know, Bagwell Farms and DLH Farms, like the Massey tractors. For me, there just isn't a dealer up here anywhere. I think the closest one is probably 2.5 hours from me. I'm not, you know, south. I'm not sure if there's any up in New York State, but in my local area here, I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. There aren't any Massey dealers. Otherwise, I would look at trying one of those out.
Mark said your next one should be a Deere.
I don't mind Deere equipment, and there's actually a Deere dealer in the same town as this Kubota dealer where I'm borrowing this machine from, and they're a good dealership. They are a good dealership. For me, it just kind of runs down to, you know, I guess I thought I was sticking with something that I knew a little bit more about and had a positive experience with before. So, you know, I just I stuck with red, and I guess that wasn't the right thing to do. But go ahead.
Ag Wild asked, how big is the tractor that you have in the trouble with?
It's a 55 horse utility. Or Massey dealer. And unfortunately, I think that seems to happen. It's hard to find a good dealership sometimes, and that's one of the reasons that, like, the Kubota round baler. I'm not here to tell you that Kubota makes the best round baler out there, New Holland does or whatever. But for me, like, my local New Holland dealer is kind of a joke. So that's, I've had good luck with my Kubota dealer. So that's one of the reasons I went with the Kubota round baler. So it definitely, once you find a good dealership, try and stick with it. That's for sure. That would be nice. A shiny new Massey. I left a comment on Jeff Raymond's video earlier that I was hoping somebody would leave me a big bag of money under my Christmas tree.
Good luck with that. Good luck with a bag of money.
So there is a Massey dealer, must be up in New York State there, Mike. Yeah. Yeah, there isn't any around here. I have a crappy New Holland dealer. I have a small but good John Deere dealership, a pretty big Kubota, and that's pretty much it. I mean, there isn't a lot in my area. There's not a lot of farms here. There's, some dairy farms left, but it is not a big, the farms aren't huge up here. We're in the mountains. So next to me here, within an hour, hour and a half, like, there's nobody that does corn and soybeans, like, cash crop wise. People do corn and stuff for their cows and whatnot, but nobody around here does that kind of stuff. So that's one of the things I enjoy watching on other people's channels, because it's not around me. Like, I can't go to my neighbor and say, hey, can I run a combine or video you or whatever, because it's not up here, Right. So.
Hey, Back Farms and Gear Farms. I'm sure I'm butchering your name up.
Hey, Back Farms.
I'm really lucky with a bunch of the farmers around me now is allowing us to record their stuff. A year ago, that wasn't the case. They was very skeptical about putting stuff out. Now they are actually watching my stuff and seeing that, that it's not all bad. And you don't have to always show stuff if they don't want it shown.
Yeah.
So that's working out good for us that we're able to show more.
Brian, your comment there about the Kubota dealer. I mean, Kubota's really come a long way. If you have a good dealership and provide that service and support, I think Kubota is a good brand to deal with. They're going places. So they're drunks.
Did I miss something?
Yeah, I was reading Brian's comment there. The owner is on his way out. The kids that are taking over don't care. They're drunks. Of the Kubota dealership. Deal with Messick's a lot. I deal with Messick's too. That's actually where that round baler came from, was Messick's. I got a better deal there than my local Kubota dealer. One of the reasons I don't deal with them on a more regular basis is they're 3 hours south of me each way. So it'd be like a 6-hour round trip. So in terms of service and support and things, I mean, they do what they can, but it's not really practical. It's not really practical to make a lot of purchases from them. So, I mean, when I got that round baler, I was having trouble with the net wrap. First field I went out in, it would cut the net wrap and then leave it too short, and I'd have to get out and pull it so that the bale would grab it. And I fought with it for a while, and I was on the phone with the tech for hours. He's like, try this, try this, try this. And finally we got to the end of it. And he's like, do you want me to get in the truck and come up? And it was like a 3-hour trip. It was 7 o'clock at night when I was on the phone with him, and he was ready to come up. So, I mean, they're a great company to deal with, but we still have that 3-hour lag.
Yeah.
So it would have been dark by the time he got there, but the offer was made. So, people that live a little bit closer, it is a great company to deal with. But long story short, he did end up finding what was wrong over the phone, and I was able to fix it. So, but he stayed on the phone with me for like 2 hours, and he just try this, try this, try this. And we were able to finally, it was just a simple adjustment.
Get it
So,
working. We've actually ordered a right good bit of parts from Messick online.
oh, have you?
We fixing stuff, yeah. Hey Ted, appreciate you coming in, buddy. Nicholas Rust. Hope everybody's had a good weekend. If it was a weekend for you, most people have to work on the weekend. But shoot us a thumbs up if you would.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you, Jackie, was have you used the rebaler a whole lot since you built it?
If I had to guess, we've probably done 1,000, 1,400 bales on it.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, not a lot like I would want to do. I've not been able to get the market for the square bales.
Oh, okay.
But as people need them, I'll keep like 150, 200 on hand. Then as I need them, we'll rebuild them. I made a little short clip and put on Facebook or something a couple weeks ago. I was running it.
Oh, I missed that.
I didn't have time to make a video, but I just took a few short clips and stuck them up.
Yeah. I didn't see any videos of it coming. I thought maybe you weren't going to use it and I could buy it from you.
Hey, that's very possible. You're going to have a tractor that I might need.
Yeah. I could take that and the snowmobile.
Right. Yeah, it won't be hard for me to build another one if the demand comes up for it.
You know, because I have, you know, a bunch of round bales that are going to have to be rebaled. One of my customers that takes square bales, they're going to have to go as square bales. I'm going to have to rebale them over the winter time. It was just one of those deals where I was falling behind, and, you know, being miles away from home, round baling was the fastest way to get the hay up, get it home, and get it inside. So I'm going to have to, I was going to try and come up with something maybe to rebale them to make it a little bit easier, because I don't want to do a couple hundred round bales by hand. You know, it's one thing to do a few of them, but I don't want to do a bunch of them. So,
yeah, like I said, I've been toying with the ideal that I might would get rid of it, honestly, and
so
I might, if the situation comes up that I need another one. I mean, I can build it in a couple weeks in the shop. I can put another one together.
Well, you let me know. You know, I looked at, like, watching your videos and stuff. I'm like, well, maybe I could just make one of those. But, you know, all the, like, the round baler that you used, to find one of those up here, there's still $2,500, $3,000, unless you go find one that's been sitting in the weeds that you don't know if it works or not. So
Right.
It's still a pretty big investment to go buy one of these to try and tear it apart, you know, to make something out of it. So
I was looking just the other week online, and I could find some within an hour and a half from me for like $300 to $800.
Oh, so yeah, the only ones you're going to find up in my way that are like that are the ones that have been sitting in the weeds, and they could be rusted out. Maybe they don't work. So now you're putting a bunch of money into trying to get that working so you can tear it apart to make something with it, you know? So I didn't want to do it, you know, like you. I think you had that one already, didn't you?
Yeah, that I actually used that baler and parked it.
So, you know, you already had it. So that was kind of a little advantage that you had going into it. So, Back Farms, my Ram, I absolutely love that truck. I've done a lot of towing with it. I did a few videos here and there. I might have one I didn't put up yet. I don't remember, but I have really, really been loving the truck. I have some little upgrades I'm going to do to it, some lighting and new hitch and stuff for it. But I've really enjoyed having it so far. So, yeah.
I didn't leave. I just stepped over there for a second. I tell them I'll be back in about an hour and let you.
I'll have to keep it going. Nobody wants to talk to me for an hour.
Yeah, whenever Mr. Steve was down and I was baling hay, and he was hanging out at the end of the hayfield with another YouTuber, Frugal Farmer, I started to start a live on my phone and just walk up to Steve and ask him to hold my phone for a second and go back and get on the tractor. He might would have got me in trouble.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, if you decide you want to do something with it, let me know.
I sure will, buddy. I'll keep that in mind. Like I said,
So, yeah, because Brian had done that video there where you guys went to that farm show, and there was that round bale and roller that he had showed, and he got me the link for it there, and I looked that up, and they're not a lot of money. I forget. I think it was close to $2,000, but that just kind of unrolls it, and
right.
so then you still need to almost build something like a chute or something to sort of direct the hay into the baler, and so it's not just the $2,000 for that. You still have to do more on top of it. So that was what I was originally thinking, was buying one of those and sort of adapting that, because everything else I find around here is $6,000 or more, and I just don't want to spend that much money because I don't know if it turns out to be a pain. I'm not going to keep doing it.
Right.
You know? I just don't want to invest a bunch of money in it and have it not work out. And nobody up here rebales anything, so I'd have to try and sell it somewhere else, you know?
Right.
So.
But before we built that, when and if we needed the hay, we would roll it out like in a hay field.
Yeah.
You
guys doing that. For me, you know, my problem with that is because I'm rushing around so much in the summer trying to get all this hay done, you know, basically by myself. Like all the field work this last year was by myself. My wife and kids helped unload some of the square bales, but like all the raking and tedding and mowing and all that, and that's fine when you're close to home, but when you get far away from home, it gets easier to do the round bale. So I run out of time during the nice days to be able to unroll them in the field. So by the time I have time to do it, you know, it's snowing, there's snow on the ground, or it's all wet and it's not good condition. So, you know, I have a building I could do it in, like inside, but unrolling it just doesn't, you know, end up being practical for me. So
Mr. Steve Mack said my next rebeller is going to have a 90-horse engine on it.
Ted, yes, got freezing rain almost all day. I think it was still doing something out there, and then it's going to switch over to snow tonight or tomorrow. We're supposed to get 12 inches or more.
DLK said they sold every bale they made this weekend. The further you are from other farmers, the better.
Yeah. And the excavator, yeah.
Somebody.
Hey, Denny's.
Denny, doing
so that was going to be one of my winter projects, was trying to put something together to kind of rebale inside, you know. So
how far are you from, say, Myrtle Beach?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm what is it? I think it's close to 11 or 12 hours. It's been a couple of years since we made the trip. But yeah, it's like 11 or 12 hours.
Yeah, that would be a long ways for you to haul a rebeller.
Hey, if the price is right, maybe a couple of you guys get together down there too. We can have a party.
Have a meetup. That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, Santa Claus, it's getting close to Santa Claus time. You don't never know what might happen.
Yeah. Maybe Brian will bring that big smoker over.
That's right.
Feed an army.
I like your new tractor there. Behaving Denny's Country Life. His name is Chris also. So if you hear me saying Chris, I don't want to confuse you.
Can hire your semi. I just got a nice Ram truck. Come on, you can go on a road trip.
Yeah, that's right. Next time Mr. Steve comes, we'll put it on his truck. He can drop it off. Hey,
yeah.
Yeah, but if he hires somebody to haul it like that, then we don't get to meet him and have another person that we've met off of you too.
Yeah. And I don't get to come down where it's warmer.
That's right. He can drive that new Dodge down here.
What was your temperature today? I know you said it was warm there yesterday.
I think it was probably like 69 today.
Oh, yeah. It was like 25 degrees here.
Yeah, I went to the racetrack yesterday with short sleeve shirt on.
Yeah.
But now it did cool off as it started getting close to dark. You needed a jacket then. Hey, Mac Farms. Appreciate you coming in, buddy. I believe Mac's got the prettiest backdrop for a farming channel on YouTube.
Oh man, that place is beautiful.
He has a beautiful place
to farm right there with that in the background, the water. Yeah,
it'll be hard to get any work done.
It would.
Yeah, it will be hard for me to get anything done. And like a couple guys I see, other guys that's up in the mountainous area with the beautiful mountains in the background, that would be too distracting for me also.
Mac, are you getting any of this storm or going to get any of it? I know you're further north than we are. Is it going to go out to sea or is it coming up by you? So I think a lot of New York State was going to get a decent amount of snow there. So I don't know. Yeah, I miss the short sleeve days too.
Well, I do have a jacket on tonight, y'all.
Yeah, I have a sweatshirt on and I'm in the house.
I'm in the shop. I did close the door before I started because last week I opened the door and a bunch of these grown women that watched, they was complaining about the door squeaking when I opened it. So I made sure I closed it first tonight.
Scared to look at the forecast. Yeah. Well, that's all right. Our local weather here that we had, you could look on like the Weather Channel online, weather.com, and they were putting numbers on this storm a couple of days ago, but like our local weather refused to say anything. They just kept saying, oh, it'll be a snowstorm. And they didn't put numbers on it till this morning. So we kept joking around saying that, yeah, they're going to tell us the snow totals tomorrow when it's over because they refused to say anything about it. So
am I the only one, or do a bunch of y'all guys, are y'all noticing that the rain forecast and stuff has gotten a lot worse over the past, say, year and a half or 2 years? I mean,
I know up here it's terrible. You know, you go and you do something. Oh yeah, it's going to be, clear, 100% chance of clear weather, and you go do something, and all of a sudden it's raining. Yeah, it's bad.
It's gotten, like I said, it feels to me that it's gotten way worse over the past year and a half at them predicting it. I mean, it's instead of it getting better with all the technology, it seems like it's gone opposite.
Well, that was kind of my thought. I know the weather patterns are more difficult, but with the technology that we have today, you think that would sort of keep up with being able to do these forecasts a little bit better. I mean, it's awful frustrating to cut hay because it says you have 4 days of nice weather and a day and a half into it, well, it's going to rain tomorrow. Well, that's great. Like, what good does that do me? You couldn't have predicted that?
Right. It's like I said, I used to kind of rely on it. Yet, Chris, Denny, I think DLK or somebody else told me about Weather Underground. I just started trying to use it here a month or so ago. Yeah, the weather guys, man, that's probably the only job that I can think of that you don't have to never be right and don't get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
Hey, Shane, appreciate you coming in, buddy. The forecast has gotten a lot worse around there too. Now the main thing I do is I just watch live radars. I'll just watch for fronts and stuff coming in the summer and try to get it that way.
Maybe they do need to take up some drinking.
That might help them out. I don't see how they could get much worse. I mean, literally, they could just spin a wheel with rain, no rain, and just spin a wheel with a bunch of slots on it and would get as close as they are now. No one can predict the weather. No, I mean I don't think nobody can predict it, but I think they used to be better at it than they are now.
Yeah.
So what's everybody's plans for this coming week?
I'm going to be plowing snow tomorrow, probably twice. I don't like to let it build up too much. Our driveway is uphill to get out to the main road. Doesn't really show up on camera. It's funny how those things, yeah, you'd be on a steep hill and it just doesn't show up on camera. But
Looks
both
flat.
of our driveways, our house and our farm and shop side, are both uphill to get out. So I try not to let it pile up too awful much. But it's going to be interesting with that rubber track machine. I've never plowed snow with one of them. And right now we've got so much ice on the ground that I don't know how well that's going to do. I usually put chains on, but you can't put chains on a rubber track machine. So it should be pretty interesting to see how that happens.
Well, how did you like you have that thing at your farm, like the agritourism, don't you? With the corn maze and all that.
Fall, yeah.
Did all that work out pretty good this year for you?
We actually didn't do it this year. We skipped this year.
Okay.
The weather last year was absolutely miserable trying to plant the corn and take care of it and do everything. And then we're only open for like 6 weekends roughly in the fall. And it rained for probably 3 of those weekends. And when it's raining out, a lot of people don't show up. They don't want to come out in the rain. And unfortunately, those people don't always come on the nice weekends. There's a lot of sports that go on in the fall, a lot of soccers and stuff. So sometimes people miss their chance to come. They just can't come. So then when this spring started, it was actually wetter up here in the spring than it was last spring. And we're just kind of looking at the forecast and it's just sopping wet. And we just decided not to try to mud the corn in and deal with it again this year. And of course, the fall turned out better this year than it was last year. So it might have been okay. But when you make that kind of investment to do all these things, and it's not just the corn maze, it's all the other activities. I mean, we'll spend 6 or 8 weeks off and on setting up all these various activities for the people to do. And then, of course, you got to take it all down when it's over.
Right.
So it's just a huge investment to make, and to have not a lot of people show up, it just isn't worth it. So we thought the weather pattern was going to be the same. So we said, the heck with it. We're not going to do all this work. I had picked up some extra hay ground this year. So I'm like, I'm just going to kind of focus on that. So yeah, we didn't do the corn maze this year. And to be honest, we weren't real sad about that.
That was going to be my next question for you. Is that like normally a good part of y'all's income for the farm?
No, it's a small percentage. I mean, again, because we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's roughly 40 minutes to. I mean, there's a lot of little towns around us, but like to a main sort of populated area, it's about 40 minutes. So we get a lot of local people and some of the people further away. So it just isn't a huge part of the income. And again, picking up that extra hay ground that we picked up a whole nother farm this year. So I just, that made up the difference that we would have lost having that extra ground this year. So it was kind of, it was a wash.
Good deal. And if any of y'all other guys or gals is in here and you want to be a guest on the live stream in the upcoming weeks, just shoot me an email at geraldfarms@gmail.com. I could put that in there, I reckon. I'm learning, guys.
Sorry about that, Brian. It's never fun to be losing an animal.
Did it go in? I thought I seen it go up there, then it went away.
I see it here on the chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're interested in being a guest on an upcoming one, just shoot me an email. Yeah, Brian lost his baby, his puppy baby. My wife I'm not big on the animals. I mean, like the dogs. We have the red and blue heelers that we use to work the cows. And my son takes up most time with them, and I use them. But my wife has got a Maltese that's been in the house. I think it's like 13 or 14 years old.
Wow.
She's just, I mean, she gets all the attention. Ted said I got spam. I blocked my own comment. Oh, he lost a horse. Brian lost a horse.
He lost the horse there. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even hear that, Brian. Sorry to hear that, buddy. I thought it was your dog you was talking about from the other day. Yeah, I got caught up and was missing comments.
Another wet year next year. Don't say that.
Everything
more wet years.
A wet year. It was wet here in the spring, and that delayed a lot of guys from getting soybeans and stuff in the ground. But after the spring, it turned dry. I mean, through most of our hay season was very dry, and that kept our first cutting and most of the second cutting down because we had some very dry weather.
Yeah, you guys got into a kind of a drought down there, didn't you?
Yeah, it was very dry. I mean, it was probably, I don't know, if Mr. David was in here from Farming for Fun and Profit, he knows. I mean, it was like something 11 weeks or something, no rain.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we weren't that lucky. We'd be lucky still up here, even though the weather got a little better. We were still lucky to get 3 days in a row to go out on sopping wet fields to try and make any hay. And it was like that most of the season. I think one time we maybe had a stretch of 4 or 5 days, and that was the longest stretch we had. It was miserable.
Yeah, we could have used it, in July. We could have really used a little rain, but we were still blessed. I mean, we still got enough hay to get us through the winter. Any luck on a new tractor? No, Denny, we haven't found the one that says buy me yet.
You're waiting for that big bag of money under the Christmas tree.
Yeah, that's right. I'm waiting on Jeff's Christmas tree money.
Yeah.
But that's one thing about me, y'all. The ones that's been around, I'm real patient. I don't make rash decisions, and it costs me sometimes because I miss some good deals.
I've had that happen before where you're just not quite ready. You see a good deal, but you're not quite ready to do it. And then by the time you're ready, it's gone. But usually you can find something just as good down the road. So
that's right. And that's what I normally say. If I miss something, I'd be like, well, it might have been for the best. There might have been a reason why I missed it.
Yeah.
Do any of y'all burn y'all's hay fields off? Do y'all ever burn any fields?
Yeah, we don't here. Sometimes we do like a 2,4-D or something like that. But for the most part, when we pick up new ground like the farm we did this year, it already has, it was an old hay field that somebody neglected for a few years. Or you get a lot of people up here that will run the ground for a while, but they never put anything back. They just take hay. So by the time I get it, it needs 10,000 pounds of lime to the acre. And, we got to fertilize for years, and it takes 2 or 3 years to finally turn the piece of ground around to the point where it's producing like it should.
Right.
But
well, Southern Dirt said they burned their Bermuda fields. We burn sometime especially if we pick up, like an older field that's, not in good shape, then we'll try to burn it if the terrain around it allows. If it's too dangerous, I think, then we'll do other ways. But we have burned some. We got a few videos up of us burning some, and it was sketchy. I mean, yeah, several times I've been thinking that we was going to burn some woods.
Yeah, I mean, for us, like, it's so stony and rocky up here. I mean, I have rocks when I put my driveway in over there by my shop, scraping the sod off. You know, you hit the top of a rock, and oh, I'm going to dig that out. Well, then you keep digging, digging, digging. It's the size of a car. You know, by the time you get down there, you just fill the thing back in. So for us up here, that's one of the reasons I don't. When I pick up these farms, I try and work with what's there, and maybe it doesn't turn out quite as good as it could be, you know, if you start it over. But there's so many rocks up here that it just isn't worth it, even for no-till. It just isn't worth it. I just try and work with what's here. So,
well, that's one thing. Somebody asked Ted. I think you can have like 4 or 5 guests on the screen at one time, Ted.
oh, really?
Yeah, we would definitely be talking all over each other.
Yeah.
We'll stick with 1 or 2 until we figure it out. But as far as rocks, I mean, I couldn't tell you the last time, if ever, I found a rock in the field.
Yeah, Mac Farms. I know. I'm so jealous. I watch some of these guys in these areas, you know, and they're plowing or tilling or doing this, and I'm looking, and there's not one rock in the field. I can't do anything without digging up 5,000 of them, you know. Denny, yeah, my tractor, I still don't have it back. I don't have anything in its place. I don't have my tractor fixed. Yeah, that's the long and the short of that.
If any of y'all guys is wanting a bumper crop of sand spurs or sand burrs, Walsh Farms, and we went to Georgia and met him and stayed in his peanut field, man, I ain't never seen so many sand spurs. There's Mr. David, y'all. I was just talking about farming for fun and profit a while ago. Hey, Tyler, Farmer Tyler. No rocks in the field.
I mean, I've tried all different things. I had a rock picker at one point, and, you know, honestly, the things just keep growing. It doesn't matter what you do. They just produce in the ground. So no matter how many you pick up, they just keep coming back. So, yeah.
Hey, Lat. Yeah,
eggs.
Every now and then, if you get on a land that, you know, that where they logged years ago, you might find a stump or something like that you'll hit with, especially if you work in ground. But doing hay, you know, we never hardly ever have much trouble with them.
Yeah. I mean, there's some of the fields that I do. I mean, they're farms that go back generations. And, you know, years ago, back when you were using horses and just getting into tractors, you know, nobody had big equipment to dig these rocks out. So they're still there, and they might stick up 3-4 inches. There's one farm that I do that the older gentleman that still owns it was nice enough. He went around with some stakes, and he staked them all off for me so I could go around them. And now I kind of remember where they are because I've been doing that farm for years now. But that's kind of how it is. You know, it's not even worth it to bother with them. So.
Hey, Rick Bort. Appreciate you coming in, buddy. Super rocks.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's one thing with the no-till, if you can pull it off. You know, Mac was saying about trying to get away from heavy tillage. That's definitely an advantage to being able to try and do some no-till stuff. I'm curious, those guys that have really stony ground, how, I mean, is no-till still as effective? Because I would think that, you know, those disc openers and things would hit some of those rocks and still not be as effective. So I'm kind of curious. I don't know much about no-till because, you know, I'm mostly just a hay guy, but I am kind of curious, you know, is there still a disadvantage to trying to do no-till in really stony ground?
Well, I mean, if not, what's their other option? You know, I mean, if there's no way to get that many, or if it's big rocks out, you know, it wouldn't be viable any other way. But it seems like it would tear the knives and stuff up.
Yeah. Have to go slow. Power rake.
Gordon said you got a little soil and a lot of rocks.
Yeah. There's some spots around here that are like that. Most places aren't too awful bad, but there's a couple of spots. I had a guy a couple of years ago, he bought a property not too far from me, and he hired me to rototill. He wanted to plant some pumpkins. So I went down there, and the rototiller, 6-foot 3-point hitch rototiller, pretty heavy. It wouldn't even stay in the ground. All it did was bounce. There was so many rocks right on the surface, maybe like an inch deep. I couldn't even till the thing. It was so bad. So there's spots that are like that you got to let the grass grow, because that's all it's going to grow there.
Jeff Raymond said his dirt's too poor to raise rocks.
Yeah, the frost really seems to work them up. It's unfortunate, though, that down in the ground, they just don't ever go away. There's just a constant supply.
Does the frost really bring rocks up? Is that just y'all picking, or is that the truth?
No, it can.
Okay, so I have that.
I've had some of the farms that I've been doing for a while too. I mean, even just the weight of the equipment sometimes kind of packing the ground down a little bit around the rocks. I've noticed in the last few years a couple places that the rocks are sticking up a little bit higher. So
yeah, I mean, we don't have any rocks, and our ground hardly ever really freezes. Got to find a market for the rocks.
Yeah. We use, in the landscaping side of things, we use kind of smaller boulders, things that are maybe 3 foot by 4 foot by 1.5 feet thick. We use a lot of those type rocks in some of the designs and put plant material around them. There's a lot of people up here that do like that sort of thing, but unfortunately, doing field work, we don't get a lot of those.
Mark said the Canadians sent them down in the last ice age.
Yeah. But there's a lot of stone quarries around here too, unfortunately. So that, I mean, it's good for some people, but sell is organic. Yeah. I'm sure somebody would buy them if you advertise them as organic.
Oh yeah, I guarantee it. Somebody's wanting it. I'm just trying to put a comment in here real quick.
Yeah, like a pimple. Yeah, they seem to get worse. All natural rocks. Non-GMO, yeah.
Naturally raised. Yeah, and okay, there's my email address again, guys. If any of y'all want to come on and be a guest on a upcoming Sunday live hangout, just shoot me an email. Free range rocks. Hey, Patch of Heaven Farm.
Yeah, and I have used boulders for that exact purpose, to keep people out. In fact, my poor neighbor, he's 4 houses down, and I don't know how years ago, he didn't build the house, but somebody did. And I don't know how they built it there. It's in a horrible spot. It's right on just a little bit of an incline. And I think over the last few years, he's had more people in his front lawn than I can remember. And that was one thing we did with some of the really big ones. I mean, I couldn't hardly move them. He's got his whole front lawn, because the house is like 50 feet from the road. And that's what we did. We took some really big boulders, and I think we did about 25 of them, and lined in front of his house and driveway to help keep the cars out. He needs the state to come in there with a guardrail.
Take them to the livestock auction. There ain't no way they will bring any less than the cattle's bringing. Or not in my area.
Do you sell some of yours direct to customers, family, friends, or?
We do every now and again. Hold on, I was trying to, a comment took my attention off.
Okay.
Overcase. Yeah, we do. And we're looking into a buddy of mine, the one that I showed that does the raking and baling at the same time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he has a large Angus herd, and he sells about a truckload on his farm. They come out and record, and they auction them online, and you bid, and then once they're sold, they load them and they truck them to you or wherever you want them.
Yeah.
We're looking into the idea of trying to do that, to see if that's a better outlet for us to move some calves. Because right now it's not good in my area, to be totally honest. And
Yeah.
you'd be surprised what these crazy women would pay for a big rock.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, I don't want to hold you too long. We've already been over an hour, buddy.
That's okay. I'm just sitting here letting it sleet outside, so
letting it sleep.
Yeah, nothing I can do about it. Unless you have a guest house down there somewhere.
Well, we're working on it. I got the log cabin that I showed in a video a long time back. That's our plans, is to redo it this winter. So when we have guests come to the farm from YouTube, that they'll have somewhere to stay.
Well, that would be nice.
Yeah, I wasn't quite as good of a chainsaw carver as I thought when I was notching my logs, and I'm not happy with them. So we're gonna try to redo it. I don't know if I'm gonna try my luck at notching the logs again, or if I'm just gonna abandon that ideal and go with some other type wall system.
Yeah.
If I do, I'm gonna try to bring y'all along for the ride on that. Appreciate you coming in, Denny's Country Life. Have a good week, buddy.
Yeah, see you, Denny.
Yeah, I'm fixing to shut it down here too in just a minute. D. Haven, I sure do appreciate you coming on and chatting with us tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good time. I enjoy talking to people here, and have to do a live stream here at some point, I guess, but this was fun.
Sure appreciate it, and don't be surprised if we invite you back, because I don't think my email is blowing up with everybody.
Well, if people don't get tired of seeing me, I'll come back. I don't mind.
I sure appreciate you coming in, buddy, and I'm fixing to, if I can figure out how to close this thing, I'm going to ease you out, and I'm going to ease it down.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.
Have a good week, D. Haven.
Yep. See ya.
All right, guys and gals, I appreciate y'all coming in and supporting us here at Gerald Farms on YouTube. Hope each and every one of y'all have a good week, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all have a good one.